So, okay, I'm here to explain why is the third house in astrology in our birth chart. It represents courage and willpower, how brave we are. Now, this is a concept that is mainly utilized in Vedic sidereal astrology, and I didn't really quite understand it, but now sort of came up with my own reason and theory for why the third house represents our bravery and how courageous we are. Like this is something that's mainly discussed in Vedic sidereal astrology. There really isn't too much of a clear explanation on it on the internet or really on YouTube. So this is just my way of understanding it. Now, Mars is considered a karaka and significator of the third house in sidereal astrology. What does karaka means? Karaka means significator. Mars represents some of the traits associated with the third house. Mars will represent brothers. Mars will represent blood, but in the third house case, it would sort of represent ink, because the third house is written communications. The third house, like I said, is siblings. It sure is travel, but it's also written communication. And so to write, you need your hands, right? And really, since the third house represents your hands, because the third house is originally ruled by Gemini and Mercury, really it's your hands that is the main reason why the third house is associated with courage and willpower and all that. I didn't quite understand it at first, but I'm ready to break down the in-depthness that we possess in our hands. So I learned the real importance and significance of our hand by studying and learning about Virgo and learning about the nakshatra, the constellation called Hasta, the middle degrees of Virgo, which, if you're familiar with Jyotish and sidereal Vedic astrology, you would know about the 27 constellations, the 27 nakshatras that break up and make the different parts and sides of zodiac signs. So one part of the Virgo zodiac sign that is ruled by the nakshatra known as Hasta. The symbolism for it is the hands or fists. And I learned a lot about the hands, about that symbolism, by looking at it. So let's just get right to it. And our hands really sort of our hands, like, it holds and contains our destiny. It holds and represents the creation of all things. It represents the universe and all that. It's really deep when you think about it. It represents almost every aspect of our life. So if you look at your four fingers and you count the joints in them, this knuckle and that knuckle and this knuckle, that's 3 joints per finger. 3 times 4 is 12. And what do we have? 12 zodiac signs. What do we have? We have, north, west, south, east. 4 cardinal directions. And what else do you have? If you count the joints in your fingers, in your thumb, you end up with 15. And you have 15 joints in one hand, another 15 in this hand, right? You put them together, you get 30. There's 30 days in a week. 30 days in a month. 5 days in a work week. You got 5 senses. What else? Those are the only main things that I could pull off the top of my head. Wait, there's 2 more things. Our finger, when you propose to a woman gets a ring on her finger. This is the ring finger, right? The ring finger has a vein that leads to our heart. When we put our all into something, we say, yo, I put my heart into this. I put my heart into this music. I put my heart into this project. I put my heart into this. When you're saying you put your heart into something, you're saying you're putting your effort, your energy into something. And you see that through your hands. Palm readers, they can sort of tell your destiny and all that by looking at your hands. We all got like our own unique fingerprint that identifies us. Our fingerprint is like our birth chart. It's our own unique identity. So by looking at all those things I just said, you see how significant and how important our hands are, and how they can represent many different aspects, vast, various aspects of our life. We are in control of our reality and the future that we make through our hands, through our own effort, through our own energy. And you see that through the third house. You would more so see it by examining the condition of the third house lord and seeing, what planets sit in the third house. Now, this is where I really get into the, just speculations and stuff, because I haven't really tested this. I just really understand now why the third house is considered a house of, courageousness and bravery and willpower, how brave you are. But you would naturally want to look at your third house lord, see what house it goes in, or see what's aspected in and see what sign is in. If your third house lord is in a good strong sign, then that can be sort of a reflection of how brave you are. Granted, I'm not really too confident and knowledgeable on that part. Just look at someone's chart and just be like, oh, because your third house lord is this, I can tell that you're pussy, or I can tell that you're not pussy. I'm not really that good. But by learning, why the third house is associated with courageousness and just how deep the importance of our hands is, sort of just made me and sparked me to want to make this video. And Mars, like I said, it represents blood, it represents knives, it represents weapons. You do everything that is in relation to Mars with your hands. You cook and cut with your hands. You fight with your hands. You shoot with your hands. You need your hands to fight. So this is why Mars is considered a natural significator of the third house. And that's basically it. I expected this video to be a little bit longer than what it is, but short and simple. I hope this got the reels going in your mind and got you thinking deep, like, wow, I didn't know that. Or make you want to go learn more and figure out more about, how to assess how brave and courageous you are. But thank you for watching this video, and hope you learned and got something from it.